I've got something to show you too. You'll be very excited to see it.
My bra's showing. Oops.
That's all right.
Yeah,
That's okay.
little sex. 7-year-olds still have sex?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
We will be talking about that.
What with the bananas and the cucumbers what we use in between? Is that what you want to know? Now I can feel like I'm really in Mumbai.
Yes, you are. Welcome to Bombay. Look at this. Look at the streets outside. It's all...
Like a park?
Yeah, that's a park. And then these are car breakers. We don't call them speed breakers because they're so uneven. So uneven. It is so much fun to see all these Lamborghinis and all these cars with 0 ground clearance actually go through these cars because it's hilarious.
These are all apartments and condos?
These are all apartments and condos. We are in Juhu.
Which is like the
Which is like the Bollywood
Yeah,
hub.
it's your creative.
So Amitabh Bachchan, he's a legend in Bollywood, right? He's been acting for over 50 years.
Wow.
So he lives here. So I have a couple of questions I want to talk to you about. How was it? Let's start from when you were born. What year were you born in?
1954.
1954. So from 1954. I know, obviously you won't remember anything when you were 5, but do you remember
I
stuff?
do, of course I do. Yes,
okay,
and
so
it's in my book.
There. How was it when you were 5 years old in 1959? How was life
Listen
then?
to this. Usually in psych books, they will talk that the first 5 years are the most developmental for a child,
Correct.
right? And usually in a spiritual sense, 5 is usually a spiritual change in someone's life. That
The number 5 represents that.
And the age 27. Think about the 27, like Jim Morrison and Janis Joplin, all the deaths that take place at 27. There's these significance, but
Okay.
5 a lot of times there's a spiritual awakening.
Okay.
At 2.5, my grandfather committed suicide. Okay, so I went into shock and depth of grief at 2.5 because I remember walking through my grandparents' house looking for Grandpa, and one day he wasn't there. But they didn't tell me until I was 16 that he committed suicide. I learned that, he died of a heart attack. They weren't going to tell a child. And then when I was 4, I witnessed 2 planes collide in midair. So I went into shock for 9 months. There was the plane crash that Richie Valens, our singer from the 50s, had gone to the junior high not too far from my house where I grew up in Pacoima, California, which is now called Arleta. And
Where was that?
This is 1950s.
No, where in California?
In Pacoima, which is the San Fernando Valley where I live.
Okay.
But my mom said go out and play, and as I went out, there was a loud explosion. I looked up, and the 2 planes had collided in midair. One was a military, and I think they were either both military or one was a Cessna with the military. I've got it documented because I asked my father to go through it because my father was a pilot with a Cessna when we were children.
Okay.
But I went into shock for 9 months. And then the odd, weird part was 24 years later, I was in a plane crash. So it all came out during the therapies and the shock. Like, what's the probability of a kid witnessing planes collide
And then actually witnessing a plane.
and being in it? So my first 5 years were already full of trauma.
How were your parents when you were growing up? Your mom and dad? How was their...
At what point?
Were they fighting?
They would fight, but that's
Okay.
also healthy fighting because you read about it. If they fight properly, it's
What
the
do you mean
most
by fight properly?
that
How
they
does
work
a
it out.
couple fight properly?
You can yell and scream and batter and run to your room and all that, or you work it through. I believe there was a lot of histrionics, overreaction. I believe there was. I come from a rageaholic family. I get ragey when I get frustrated. Yeah, but it feels good. I let it build up. I had my meltdown 2 days ago. I mean, I took it out on everybody, like, get the fuck out of this room. I don't want the makeup. I want this and clean this up. I don't want it all over the bed. It hits, you build it up, and you try to be good, and then you explode like a pressure cooker. But I grew up with a lot of physical abuse.
You want to talk about that?
If you want to, I'm not afraid to talk about
Sure.
it anymore, but I did prolong writing the book. It's not really, we may leave that chapter out, but a lot of the times over the years where I thought of writing, I didn't want to expose my parents at that time. I kind of protected them through time, even though a lot of the people that were close to me knew.
So when did you go through?
Starting?
Yeah.
I can remember being 4 or 5 years old, and in a ketchup bottle, there's always a little bit of ketchup, and I remember sitting at the table for dinner, and my sister sisters, we were all there, and I would lick my finger with the ketchup, and I got smacked halfway across the room just for licking ketchup. I mean, I was 16, I got beat up just because I didn't wear shoes to the beach with this guy that I knew, that I was kind of seeing. I mean, just weird stuff.
And was it your mom or your dad?
Both. Belts, hairbrushes, pulling her hair, being chased down the street. My mom one time took in those days I had 4-inch heels, the spiky heels, which we call confront pumps now, but in those days that was the fashion. And my mom one time got angry at my sister and chased her a block and a half down the street, tackled her, and beat her up.
So when you said at 16 you didn't
Yep.
wear shoes. Did you
To the beach.
To the beach.
Yep.
Did you think of running away?
I did run away 3 times.
Oh, tell us more about that. When? What ages?
14, I think once a year probably.
14, 15,
And
16.
16, I know.
Why'd
I
you
went
come back the first time when you
because
ran
I
away?
got caught. They wouldn't.
Oh, they caught you.
But in 1970, my mom and I got in a fist fight for some stupid reason, because there was always aggressiveness. I had a black eye, and I was going away, and she threw my foot in a suitcase, and it was bruised. So I drove myself to the police department and said, I'm going to go to another house. I want
a new house.
I want a new family.
A new
And
mom and dad.
The cop said, what? I said, my mother did this. I want a new one. I did. I went to the police station asking to be put in another home.
What is one thing you probably want to tell the 14, 15, and 16-year-olds today?
Today, social pressure is everywhere. Maturing. Girls get their periods a lot younger than we did. But there's the food, there's the drug scene is worse than ever it's not just pot. I mean, they got fentanyl, they got, they're using ketamine as fun now. I mean, I've done ketamine medically. I was treated with it for trauma, and it works great. But to overdose on it or to just have fun, no. You got to be medically supervised. I would tell the kids today that no matter what you're going through with your parents, which is usually the hard part because you think you know who you are, and you do. We do know who we are, but we're told who to be. And that's the hard part. Unless you're brought up in such a healthy environment where you're allowed to explore, whether it's your career, your talent, your arts, your creativity, your science, the math, sexually, whatever it is, just be yourself. I'm not in favor of the transgender being okay to age 5 or even at 15. And I do know people who have gone through sex changes as an adult. I do remember Barbara Walters, who was the big journalist around the world, when she was one of the first to interview children under 7. Like the little girl was really a boy. She knew at age 5. Or there was a little boy that knew he had to be a girl and was a ballerina. Some kids know, but in our schools to force it, no. I think we have to learn to develop who we are, what we feel, and experiment as long as we're not really hurting other people or getting in trouble. And then if there are times we're in trouble, to feel safe enough to go to your parents. And my parents actually made it safe enough to talk to them, but I didn't know it. Holy shit, going the wrong way. Which way?
No, there was no wrong way in Bombay.
My God, you just drive up and down the street?
And you just make way.
You do whatever you want?
Yeah.
Oh my God. There was one man who's, oh my God, gotta open the window. I'm ready.
Did you see it?
Of course I see it.
There you go.
God.
There you are. Oh, look at that.
Hi, Russell. But see, I got the same mind you do.
Take the picture. Take the picture.
They're all staring like, who the fuck is she? It's like, look at that there. That's who I am. I'm on the billboard.
Let me get a picture. So, Dr. Salvin, we're at Gaucha.
We're at Gaucha.
Yeah, it's like one of the top 3 restaurants in the city. What do you think about the whole ambience?
I think it's beautiful. I think it's quiet. It's elegant, and
It's quiet because we're
No,
we're far away from all that.
Yeah, some restaurants are just busy the way they're decorated, but this has a lot of class. I'm looking at all the settings of the alcohol and the glasses. No, they got a lot of goldfish in their tank.
Yeah, I think they just pick one from there and they fry it.
God.
Kingfish, right there. You got kingfish, pomfret, maybe the sea bass is just flying around, swimming around somewhere here.
I'm gonna get a picture of us.
Of us? Right now?
Just, could you just get the three of us and I'll take it?
I got this.
Thank you, everybody, for doing such hard work and putting this all together for me.
Thank you, Dr. Salvin. Let's cheers and break some glasses. Cheers, cheers.